Hi, I am just putting a quick video together to show you how to use the cutter and the spiralizer. So let me start with that. So I'm going to turn this around to the TM6 and here we go. All right, I've actually got the cutter in at the moment, but I might just go through exactly how you do that. Now, when you unpack your cutter, you'll have one of these, which is called a shaft, and it needs to go. You can see the little round bit on top of the blade. It needs to sit on that. So you will, as you put it on, you can tell that it's sitting properly. It's got to fit securely with that little bit that goes down, that goes in between the blade. So that's quite easy. Sit it there. The whole thing's quite simple to use. Okay, so then we put in the basket. That's the basket. I did a potato before and I've got a couple of bits in there. Just get rid of them. So that's the plastic, well, not plastic, it's made of poly something. Anyway, it's going to collect whatever vegetables or fruit or whatever we're doing. It will collect the contents in there so it won't dirty your bowl. So you sit that over and these two handles sort of sit around the locking arms. So you kind of just sit it in comfortably. And then after that, so let's, I think we might start with the blade that comes with the cutter, which is this one. That's the top that sits here, but there's no point sitting it on if you haven't got this attached. So we take it off. Now there's two ways to attach this. There's either using that part of the blade or using it upside down and the grey bit goes towards the top. So either the slate is for slicing, grey is for grating. That's what we were taught when we first got this. Okay, so what I've got at the top is the grey, which is also number 2. You'll see a number 2 there, which is helpful if you don't remember. So they're both sides have got a number 1 or number 2. Now we go to the modes. In the modes we have grating, slicing, spiralizing. So we went for grey with the grey side up. So let's open grating first. Now always read the instructions because it gives you a really good overview of what you're about to do. So the grater can grate vegetables, fruits, hard cheeses. To prepare ingredients, wash and trim them, pit them, peel them, cut them. To use the cutter, insert the drive shaft onto the blades, placing the basket, which we've done, pardon me, and then the disc on the shaft with side 2 facing. So we've put the disc on and we've got side 2 and grey facing upward. Okay, secure the cutter, insert ingredients into the feeder. So the feeder that goes with the cutter is the light grey. It's exactly the same colour as this. So that's the feeder, and you can see that that will fit over that little line there. You'll see how that fits perfectly that way. So we've got it all assembled and we've got it ready to do grating. So the first thing I'm going to do is pop a carrot in. I'm going to do various things so that you get to see a few things. So we're going to put the carrot in, and the carrot could go in that side, but it's a little bit thick. It's a bigger carrot, so I'll put it in there. And then we get rid of the instructions. So we tick that little box with a cross, and now we get grating, thin or thick. So you can choose. So I might do thick for this carrot. So thin, you're going to get it very, a lot thinner than thick, basically. Now, so you turn the dial down to thick, and then you start to just let it glide down and press the button. So I didn't push it down, I just guided it through. You don't go push really hard, you never do that. Okay, so we'll take that off and we will have a look at what's inside. So we did carrot, we did thick, and we did grating. So there's our carrot. I'm going to pop it onto a plate. Now, if you're doing quite a number of vegetables, like lots of carrots, you've got to be very careful that you don't overfill the capacity of this. You have to check and see if I've done 3 or 4 carrots, maybe it might be getting a bit full and I need to empty it out and pop it on a plate, which I've just done. There it is. Whoops, go back a bit, there. Okay, so that is grating a carrot and doing it with thick pieces. Now, if we did thin, it would be like little strands, not zoodles, but little, like grated carrot, but quite thin. Now, I've got a phone call, but I'm not going to take it, sorry. I'll keep going. Okay, so the next thing is I'm going to use a zucchini, and I'm going to go out of grating and I'm going to go to slicing, slice. So what we need to do is swap this over. Remember I said slate, which is a grey, sort of a black colour. Slate for slicing, and it's number 1. It's number 1 or number 2 on this particular blade. Okay, so pop it up there. And with the slicing, it says use the cutter shaft, which we've done. Assemble it all as before. And we've got the blade side 1 facing up, and we're ready to go with a zucchini. So again, I will use this drive down. It's big. I'm not going to try and squeeze it in there. I'm going to pop it there. And this time we're going to close down the instructions, and we're going to go across to slicing, which is what we're in. Okay, close the instructions, and again, it's thick or thin. So I think I'll do thick again. Thick is good for like steaming vegetables, but you could do thin as well if it's for a salad or something like that. So I'll go down to thick, and here we go. Slide it down. Press the button to stop, and just know that you don't push that down, you let it just guide by itself. There's no need for any force. Okay, I'll take that off. So that's the blade that we use for the cutter, and you can see in there we've got some beautiful sliced zucchini. So I'm going to take this off and pop it next to my carrot on the plate. So you don't have to wash anything in between. If you're going to be just doing a bunch of veggies, that's totally okay. So I've got a few scraps in there, but that's okay. Put this back on. Okay, we're good to go again. It's not overfilled because we've just emptied it. Now, what I want to do now is take this off. That's the cutter blade, and I'm taking it off because now we're going to spiralize. So the spiralizer, it comes with 2 discs. So you've got this green disc and a black one, green and a black. Now, to get this section that you put the disc in, you just pull it out of this housing. Push it in, pull it out. Now, if I want to change this, I'll show you in a minute, but for the moment, I'll keep the green one in, because that is going to give us a thinner result than this. It's actually our zoodler. It will zoodle, and this one will kind of make those potatoes that you buy at carnivals. It makes a coil of potato. Pardon me. So let's go with the zoodle first. I'm going to push that in. And so when I'm using the spiralizer, I like to put this part of it towards the back and just let it sit in comfortably. So it's sitting in there, and what I need to do now is, yes, pop the lid on, of course. Okay, so I like to put this metal spike, whatever goes in the hole, and I like to have the open bit here over the blade that's at the back. Okay, so I'm going to just put it on until it wiggle it a bit till it sits down flat. Now, what's important when you're using the spiralizer is to use the dark plunge, that one, not the grey one, the black one. And as you can see, it goes with the black pieces. Okay, so I'm going to get out of here and I'm going to go to spiralize. Read the instructions, always read through the instructions because they're very helpful. And once you've read them and you know them, it just tells you not to overload. Make sure you check the basket regularly. Don't use frozen foods. Make sure the pieces you're putting in are suitable for the size of the feeder. Okay, so what I'm going to do first of all is zoodle a zucchini. All right, so I have got my green insert. The black one is still here. So I'll put the zucchini in, and you don't actually turn it to thick or thin. It hasn't got thick or thin. You just turn it slightly and it goes around. Now, oops, I'm going to stop it. I forgot something. We've got some little pieces here that allow you to attach it. This is just for the spiralizer. Now, it won't hold it. If I lift that up, the zucchini will fall off. But it just gives it a bit of a better grip, and it's spiked into the top of the zucchini. All right, now I'll turn it on and let's go and make some zoodles. Done. Okay, so these are good for, instead of pasta, you might steam vegetable instead of, make a bolognese sauce, and you've got these beautiful zoodles that are amazing. Okay. Well, oh yeah, that's right, that's correct. They all look like, I'll show you what they look like in there. They look like they've been sliced, but they're not. They're all attached in a zoodle formation. Look at this. Heaps of them, lots and lots. So I'm going to take this off and put these on the plate. Those are my zucchini zoodles, which I'm going to make a lentil bolognese a bit later, and I'm going to use these zoodles for the lentil bolognese. Beautiful. And they steam very quickly and they're very tasty. Okay. All right, so what I'm going to do now is just show you, this is kind of still attached to the lid, and I just put hands either side and just lift the lid up to take it off. It's quite easy to do, you'll work that out. Now, how do we get this out? Remember before, all I did was just pull it out, pull, and it comes out. But what I need to do is change the blade. We need to go from the thin to the thick. Now, on the side, you'll see a little button there and another little button on the opposite side. You press them together and that will lift this lid off. And then you take that one out and you put that one in, pressing together again so it locks in. Now, don't tip it upside down or this thing will come out, but just leave it sitting upright. Then put that on, push it down, it's all secure. And then it needs to go into this. And like we did before, just push it in till you hear it click. And then you pop it towards the back. I've got the blade bit here at the back, near the silver handle, near this. And then when we put this on, oh, we'll just take, oops, it leaves a couple little funny bits at the end, but I usually chop those up and whatever. Okay, so then we put the open bit over the blade, that silver bit in the hole, and just wiggle it till it sits in place. Now we're going to do a potato. A potato, we're going to make one of those yummy things that you buy at the carnivals, fairs, markets, whatever. They charge a fortune, and you can actually make them by yourself. So this is still on spiralizing. We just do spiralizing. And guess what I forgot to do again? I want to attach it to that spike. So I'm going to stub it, get it out. I always forget this bit. See what I mean? It sticks in, doesn't always hold it though. Be careful, pop it in. And this is now going to do a thick and swirly potato curls. So I just turn the dial, off it goes. I found I needed to give it a little bit of pressing pressure, not too much. Wait till your locking arms open. Take it off. What do we have in here? Beautiful. Look at these. Look at this. One of them. Oops, but this is a bit of a small potato and it just did a bit of a break. But that doesn't matter. You get the idea. You could do that with potentially a bit of some apple, but mainly it's potatoes people put in for that recipe. There's a few other things. If you look up recipes on the recipe cookie dough, you will find, if you search under collections, you'll find spiralizing and you'll find the kata recipes. So they always give us recipes for the modes. Anyway, I hope that's helped. I've got a lovely plate full of yummies here. And if you have any questions, please give me a call and I can talk through things with you. Anyway, I hope that it has helped you and that you'll get stuck into using your cutter and spiralizer. Thank you. Talk soon. Bye.